Today's Captain's Blog is made possible by a grant from Billy Dorfner. Hi there guys, I'm Chris Boden. Welcome to today's Captain's Blog. It's 10:18 hours on Monday, August 10th, 2015. We're in the computer lab. This is before, as we begin the day. You can see it's messy and it has jank, nasty carpet, but it's empty, which is cool. And Bruce and Batman are in Knock 2, getting stuff cleared out. We've got a rack in there left to go. So this is what the room looks like at this stage, which is pretty gross. It's going to be a lot better though. We're going to get there. Batman's very excited. Totally.
Alright, Bruce, you can take that. Now are we free? Should be.
And it'll totally fit. Huge amounts of room. Huge amounts of room. Look at all that space. Yay! Thank you, gentlemen. This is just bolts.
Yeah, and actually that tool bag can still be assembled. There's the granular tool bag, that's all the tooling for shelves. I didn't take these. Oh, they were probably still full, I guess.
Yeah, these were full yesterday. Hi guys.
So again, you saw the smaller coil, and the same kind of thought of that is we use these larger demos to teach kids about science and electricity and physics. So Chris will give you kind of a little spiel they use in the school group so you kind of see how we present voltage on campus. And even kids that are in kindergarten, first grade, even knowing at least what those are and generally what they do. So.
Okay, so everybody's going to want to move to where they can see this right here. This is where all the magic's going to happen, right here. This is a piece of magnesium metal strip, and that is Project Thumper. By the way, I would like to welcome you all to the last 9 days of the existence of Lake Tesla. New roof in 9 days. My name is Chris Boden. I am a high voltage, high energy physicist, which is a $5 way of saying if you see me running, try very hard to keep up. And what we're going to do is a demonstration with our medium-sized impulse generator. We have a tiny portable one that's about a quarter this size. This one is 144 megawatts. which is a lot of energy, and we're going to get into that. Now, how many of you, before we start, have some kind of engineering or electrical background and understand what a volt, an amp, and a watt is? You do?
Electrical engineering.
Yes! And a girl! Ah!
But I'm now a fourth grade teacher.
That's okay, you're still cool. But your stock just went up like 5 points in my world. That's awesome. All right, so she's gonna mark me off if I'm wrong on any of this. So you've got peer review right there. We're kind of big on critical thinking and logic and reason here. I want you all to think, you need to move or you're gonna die. You need to be over here though. See that? Right there? Mm-hmm. That's the big red button of science.
Okay.
You have one job. We'll get to that. First thing we have to do is let the world know we're about to do this. Thumper test in 1 minute. Thumper test, 1 minute. If you don't do that, people get frightfully unhappy with you. So we're going to arm the system, take the key from its super secret hiding spot. You'd have never found that, would you? Now, think of electricity like water in a pipe. This is the easiest analogy that makes sense to most people. Volts is a measurement of potential difference. It's how we measure the pressure of the water, okay? So the height of the waterfall or the pressure difference between the water inside the pipe and outside the pipe, that's volts. Amps is the diameter of the pipe. And this works really well because if you have more amps in a system, you actually need thicker wires to carry it around. So amps is how much water you have. Volts times amps in a simple DC circuit like this, like a battery or things like that, is volts times amps is watts. It's really simple, okay? So if you have a AA battery, you have 1.5 volts at about 1 amp, so you get about a watt and a half out of that. If you have a cell phone battery, you get about 7.5 volts at a few amps. A car battery is 12 volts at 100 amps or even more. A regular wall socket in your house is 120 volts at 15 amps, almost always. Bigger heavy-duty outlets go up to 20 amps, so this means that a regular wall socket in your house is good for 120 volts at 15 amps, which gives you about 1,800 watts. This is how you know the guy on Craigslist trying to sell you the 5,000 watt home stereo system is lying to you. There's only 1,800 watts in the wall. So, what we're going to do here is discharge about 1,800 volts. I actually talked too long and it went a little bit over, but that'll be okay. We're going to discharge 1,800 volts at 80,000 amps, which gives us 144 megawatts. Now, to put that in perspective, that's roughly the amount of energy that every building in the entire city of Grand Rapids is using at that moment combined. This will happen very quickly. It lasts about 0.003 of a second. It happens so fast you won't actually see what happens, which is kind of cool. But for a brief moment, the inside of this room will be brighter than outdoors in the middle of daylight. It's really quite impressive. We can capture it on camera with high-speed cameras and stuff like that. If you want to try and take a picture of this, good luck. 0.003 of a second, to put that in perspective, it takes you a 60th of a second to blink. But if you're shooting video of this at 60 frames, you will probably get 1 or 2 frames where the whole room is lit up. So everybody wants to look out there. The light, the piece of metal on the thing is where all this will happen. Now, you, sir, have one job.
Okay.
That is the big red button of science. In a few moments, you're going to hear this sound 3 times. That lets the whole building know we're doing this. Okay, so you can hear wah, wah, wah. Then I'm going to touch you on the shoulder so that you have no doubt I'm talking to you. And then I'll say clear to fire, and when I say clear to fire, you step on the button and hold it down until something happens. If you just go, boop, it won't work. There's a safety system. It's actually going to do a whole thing of like, are you really sure? So you just hold it down until something happens. I assure you, you'll know when it happens. Okay. This will be loud. This will be not loud enough to hurt you. This will be loud enough that you may pee if you're not expecting it. And you will all understand in a moment the real, most awesomest reason for making this machine. You ready, sir?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Clear to fire. And you got a beautiful smoke ring out of that. Good job. Thank you, sir. Now, originally we built this machine for, originally we built this machine for no other reason than because it's awesome. It's a science thing. We're nerds and you just accept these things. We ended up using it for demonstrations and stuff like that. We've used it a lot for research projects where we get students in here that want to do impulse testing and stuff like that. This evolved into the next machine, larger than this, which I can't show you, it's frightfully dangerous, but imagine this about 10 times bigger, and you can't be in the room when it goes off. We have been able to do electromagnetometal forming with that, which is where we crush quarters with it, but you can manipulate the shape of metals in a unimaginably powerful electromagnetic field. We do this to the point where we put a quarter inside a special work cell and we touch it off, and when it goes off, it's 1.8 billion watts, and it crushes the quarter to the size of a dime. We sell these in our gift shop. And then I learned the most awesomest use for that ever. We have, as you may have noticed, a non-trivial number of teachers and educators who come through here and see this machine. And there is a certain joy in the heart of a 12-year-old boy if you can make a teacher swear, because it's just one of those things that you just can't be done. They've seen it all. You cannot faze a teacher. I have made a superintendent of schools sit here and go and then say words that she is not supposed to say, and it was yes, best use for me. So I've made a machine that will make professional teachers swear, and I have a machine downstairs that you put 25 cents into and you get $20 out. And I don't care who you are, that's a good idea. So now I'm going to show you magic. This is kind of a cool thing, and this is fun because you can do this at home. And she would get this. Are any of you physics nerds? Okay, space, astrophysics preferably? No? Okay. Everybody go down that way and look at the little triangle on the floor. I'm going to show you the impossible, and this is made of awesome. Now, on the floor we have a little triangle. Make sure you can see it because that's where the awesome is going to happen. It is a duplicate of this. One of the fun things of science is you never get to build one of something, you have to build 50 till it works. This is nothing more than a little skinny piece of wire, some tin foil, and some balsa wood. That's it. Everything here you can buy at Hobby Lobby for $5. I know, because we've built a lot of these. There are no rockets, motors, rotors, turbines, engines, or even any moving part on this. It really is just a bit of wire, some balsa wood, and some tin foil. Okay? It's all held together with just super glue. Now watch this. Now, you may, at some point, see this do something amazing, and you may quietly be compelled by an urge to run up and go, wow! Don't do that, you'll die. You'll die, it'll hurt really bad, it'll hurt the whole time, and it'll take way longer than you think because you do not realize how long 5 seconds is until you're at a 10 on the pain scale. That was 1,800 volts. This is going to go up to about 45,000 volts. This is one of those things where if you touch it, we clean you off the ceiling with a sponge. So I'm going to go way over here and plug in a very large plug. No, this is totally quiet. Not only do you not need hearing protection for this, you don't want it. You want to hear this. It whispers. It's really cool. Now watch this. How about that? See, some science happens with the big roar, and sometimes you have a moment of amazing and it's absolutely quiet. What you're looking at is controlled flight of a heavier than air craft without any moving parts. There's no rockets, no motors, no rotors, no turbines, no engines, no propellers, no blades, no nothing. And it flies. And how cool is that? There's video of this on our website, so it's cool. What you're looking at is an ion engine. Now, if you want to build a spaceship and go to Mars, that's easy. Take a big tank, you fill it full of fuel, and off you go, right? But if you want to go to another star, that won't work because you can't carry enough fuel with you to get there. That's how you get around that. It's an ion drive. That's an electric rocket engine. It's really wheedly, very, very tiny amounts of thrust. But you don't need a lot if you're in space because you don't have to deal with friction and stuff like that. With this, and a small electrical power supply based on a nuclear reactor the size of a backpack, you could propel a spacecraft to Alpha Centauri. And that's how it works. And you can build this in in your living room, you can do this. And you don't need big, giant lab research power supplies and all that jazz. You can do this with a really advanced device that all of you probably have rotting away in the basement of your house. Remember when monitors used to look like big cubes? Yeah, CRTs. CRT has a 40,000 volt power supply in the back of it. You can do this, which is really fun. It's still wickedly deadly, and if you touch it, even if you make one out of just a little CRT, if you touch it, it's going to be frightfully unpleasant. But people can do this, and you can do it safely if you understand the rules. So, there's a look at some of the fun in our high voltage lab. Are there any questions? Cool. All the things you see here are just examples of the stuff that we build. We build these things specifically so that you guys can use them in classes to educate, entertain, that whole jazz. That's what we do. The big impulse generator, you can use this in one of your classes. Our job is to push the button and make it work and make sure you don't kill somebody. And this is the tiny beginnings of where this is headed. There's a lot more stuff getting added to here all the time, and has to do with that big machine that we're building back there. But what you saw out front with the little toy musical Tesla coil, that's a tiny little tabletop prototype. Imagine that thing shooting 100-foot lightning bolts. That's where we're headed. So there's fun happening. So thank you. With that, I hand you back to Josh.
Literally not coming off. To get the mop, it's going to take him at least 12 minutes. How often is he technically wrong? Huh?
I figure the four of you on tiles, we can make some real progress on it.
There's no tile.
There's no tile?
Look, this is the stuff from,
That'll grind right off.
that's what we went through in the lobby. I was just doing this because there's some drains that we were
Yeah, it's a clean out trap.
we were trying to figure out that there's one over there.
All right,
Should we take them off or just grind around them?
grind around them.
Okay.
That's awesome. This will happen fast.
Yeah,
Cool, and go all the way into there and all the way out to there.
yeah, to the steps.
Yep, to the steps, to the walls, everything. That's excellent. All right,
looks
you
like-
two work on getting everything out. There's a lot of trash stuff that can go up and out. These two will get set up for tenting, tarping, and scraping.
What's behind that wall?
That one?
building
It's
supply?
building supply,
Oh, okay.
yeah. That's the easy one. The question is, what's behind that wall?
Bodies.
Matt! Are you living the dream?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This bathroom has a lot of stuff that isn't coming off. It needs to be repainted.
It's where we do the sacrifices. It's never been painted, like as long as we've owned the building.
Yeah, I know. That one was just kind of like, if it doesn't come off, it doesn't come off.
Okay, you do what you can.
So,
I believe in you. Okay.
Somewhere there's a Harris picking up a mop. I would send out a search party for a Harris, so I'm going to give it
He'll be
another
back
4 or
someday.
5 hours.
Yeah, he'll wander back when he gets hungry. Are you living the dream, Bruce?
I am totally living the dream.
You gotta love the paint in here.
So you're down in the depths of the basement where we've never painted and stuff. Yeah.
No,
I have a feeling we'll be painting this room soon.
beautiful vintage 50s.
That's great. I found Harris!
I told you about 12 minutes. Batman, you're not supposed to get the timing down, you're supposed to get the time down.
At which point a Clifton walks by with 6 pounds of green beans.
Okay.
And lunch meat, or manwich.
It hold underneath anything.
Yeah.
It needs a lock.
October 25th, 2000, throw it away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's not really.
You living the dream?
You sign something once you're
Yeah? Oh.
Stops.
I'll be back.
Don't use duct tape on the paint.
Yeah, don't use duct tape. Blue tape only.
We're out of blue tape. There's this.
We're not out of blue tape. I just got like 5 rolls of it.
Where did you put them?
I used them on the boat project and we had a bunch left over, so tool room.
Okay.
Check with Batman, but I know we got a bunch of it. Sharon was awesome and got us a bunch of blue tape. Look at that, you found blue tape.
I found one.
Tell Sharon you love her.
I love you, Sharon.
Does it take 3 of you to break an edge on a piece of sheet metal?
No, we were just talking.
Okay, what could you be doing?
I just randomly walked down here and started talking.
Okay. That woman loves you.
I was helping Harris a minute ago take out something heavy. It
Okay.
wasn't that heavy.
Find something that needs doing and do it. If you can't find something that needs doing, see Moose. She's got a list. We have a lot to get done this week. With any luck, we're epoxy and computer lab in 48 hours.
I'm trying to do something that's probably not going to work.
Cool.
Because these edges have to be square. They're not so much. Too much tension on it, it'll blow. Put not enough tension on it, when you drill it, it'll just go.
This is fine. This is probably not too.
Okay, which one's which? Okay, so. Big one in the middle, you said? Yeah, okay. So first you need to figure out what your spindle speed is. Right now it is set left low, right high. That is 150 RPM, which is maybe a little slow. Bring it up to 440, that'd probably be better. So, undo these 2 screws, and they loosen the motor so that you can move this. And 440 is right high and left, just 1 down from it. So, attempt to do that. Okay. And you retension the belts using the lever and lock the screws down. Close the cover. And go ahead and put it away. Tighten up my hand. And something people don't really realize is you need to pull up when you're tightening it.
Okay.
Because you engage the two gears together.
Okay.
If you're doing it the other way, it tends to slip, and then you ruin your key and your shut.
Right. Okay.
Alright, hit it to make sure it runs through. Alright, then we're going to adjust the table. That's pretty good. Lock it down, kind of. And now we're going to adjust where the hole is. It's pretty good. Alright. Start. Put a hand on here so it doesn't walk around and see what we can do. I need more pressure than that.
Casey,
Yes.
stop. Put your hand way out here if you want to keep this from walking around, because if that pops like it's very likely to do and then starts spinning like it's very likely to do, you're going to get decorations with scars and stitches here. Also, the chips are hot. Yay!
So, what you need to do for the rest of yours is these two edges need to be square to each other.
Okay.
So,
Sander for.
that's what I use the sander for. One way you could do it is put it on the disc part up against the, there's a little guide there, and that'll get it square to the disc sander.
Okay.
And then you do one side, flip it that way, and you use the same edge as your guide, so they'll be parallel to each other.
And when you're using this, or pretty much any power tool,
Yeah.
plan on what's the worst thing that could happen,
Right.
and stay ahead of that. And most of the time, you'll get lucky enough that when it flips out and throws the part at you or whatnot, you can be out of the way or whatever. And yeah, it won't work all the time, and you'll bleed eventually. But this will cut down on the number of times that you have to bleed.
All right.
What you doing?
Cleaning the mess.
Cool. They work?
Yes.
Yay! What was it? It just magically works now. I can live with that. Doesn't work.
Just plug in.
Light's not on.
Oh, it's not plugged in.
It's not plugged in. So it didn't work. Here. So this is the only control now.
Yes.
Goes down, goes up, does everything it's supposed to. So that's how high we go. Wait.
Throw a mattress back on it and work on your car.
The lower limit switch doesn't appear to be working. Because I just landed it all the way down. The upper limit switch works. Drew, hit the down button for me, please. Stop. Go up. Huh. Down. Yep, that's it. Down, down, down. Let me see the camera. Down. Okay, stop. Down. Up. And right there. Did you let go? Hold it down. Okay. Now hit down. Just hold the thing down until I die or something. Stop. That should hit before then. Go down a little. Stop. Go down a little more. Did it stop on its own?
No.
It didn't?
No.
Are you sure it didn't?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, go up. Alright. That's nifty. Now we just have Bruce put a top on it and we're good to go. Thank you, sir. So are they both like that? Excellent.
Your radio light's on.
My radio's just excited to see you. Alright. Hey, Bruce! Alright. This has to stay on this end. This end, that's going to stay on that. Alright. Now we take all the stickers and change bits off. We'll go from there.
It's the same way that.
Roast, do we go through with like
Alright, take care. I'll send something on that neighbor's fair too. Bye-bye. Alright. Bye. Goodbye.
This was sorted.
Okay.
Slide through here.
Yep.
So you could be going past all
What are you working on?
I was working on sweeping and
Okay.
before, but I got
if they fill with their nonprofit stuff, it's just fill it.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing, I
They
think.
put up food truck stuff.
Probably the Coopersville billboards are gonna be probably the least desirable to find out where things to sit because they're not gonna sell it, right?
But, you know, there'll come a point where it's over.
Are you having fun there?
Yes.
Okay. See, now you need like little train cars that zoom around.
I know.
That's what everyone has said.
I never had one of those sets, for the record. The wooden ones?
So now
Never had the wooden
At
ones.
this point, we're gonna do the layups with all of the light colors next to each other, so I can go straight down. And get
Okay.
like 4
Get
light,
like-
4 medium, 4 dark.
Yep.
Alright guys, it's time to get caught up with everything. Let's see who we've got today. Over the weekend we got a bunch of new Patreon supporters and we're up to over $1,000, which is amazing. This is really cool. So, we've got Brent Goodman's in for $1, Michael Ross, Talos, is in for $1, Louis Pommels pledged $1, Brent Goodman just edited his pledge up to $10, Pete Jackson edited up to $10. A lot of you guys want to see that secret video. It's worth it. I support that idea. Luke Godber's in for $1, Billy Dorfner's in for $5 and then edited it up to $25 because he wanted to be a day sponsor. Viktor Dorotovic is in for $10. Aziz edited up to $10. Stephen Mall came in at $1 and then immediately edited up to $10. Peter Stoughton's in for $1. Ralph F. is in for $1. Jasper Aman is edited up to $10. Max Tove's in for $2. Josh Arkhile's in for 6.9. Cameron Marks commented. What'd Cameron say? You thought I would fly out from the UK to see that. You should. Ralph, Jasper. Ralph's in for $1. Jasper is at 10. Max is at 2. Josh is at 6.9. Dimitri Casado edited up to 10. Butterduck commented. You thought. Not sure if it released yet, but what is the password for Patreon? I'll make a Patreon only video and mention that. The channel is up and working now, so I can talk about that. Kate McGlue is in for $1. Harry Reichenbach's in for $1. Andrea Knoll is edited up to 15. Thank you, Andrea. Horizon Hobby sending me emails that I can't look at Horizon Hobby. I gotta focus. Max Tove is in for $3. Dan Booth is in for $3.50. Thank you, everyone, for getting involved. The Patreon thing is happening. It's growing. I'm looking forward to the end of the month when not only will we have a new roof, yay, I'll tell you about that in tomorrow's blog, but I'll buy the first batch of parts to fill that hole. And we will get the CCC working again, and we'll get these monitors displaying things, doing productive things, making stuff happen, making better edits, because man, it'd be really cool to be, right now I can only edit on that screen, one screen for editing. Okay, it'd be really cool to have both of them back. Oh my god, that'd be cool, it'd be so cool, oh yeah! That's today's Captain's Blog. Good night, guys. Today's Captain's Blog is made possible by a grant from Billy Dorfner.